NordVPN.
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 Have you ever noticed the ridiculous saturation of VPN sponsors on YouTube? You're not imagining it. VPNs are a billion-dollar industry. A study done by the University of Maryland analysed data from thousands of YouTube videos and found that videos featuring VPN sponsors totaled a staggering 17,000 videos, with a combined total of 4.4 billion views. These advertisements often feature claims about how without a VPN, your data can be stolen by hackers, and that a VPN can protect your personal information. However, not all VPN providers are created equal. Some have questionable security practices, have been known to log user data, and have connections to the data collection industry. That's why it's so essential to choose a reputable provider that has a history of transparency and honesty. Look at this map. It shows the relationships between different VPN providers. Many popular VPN providers such as Surfshark and NordVPN are owned and operated by the same company. What makes things even worse is that a large majority of VPN review websites are owned by VPN companies. Because of the lack of transparency behind these websites, it means that certain VPN providers are able to corner the market. VPN providers also offer affiliate programs to websites and content creators, where if someone signs up with their link, they earn a commission on the sale. This has led to certain providers that give a higher commission being recommended more than a more trustworthy provider that doesn't offer that incentive. So, do you need a VPN? Well, it depends. A VPN is a tool that can be used for a variety of purposes. Think of it like this. A hammer is a tool. What are you planning to use it for? The hammer by itself isn't very useful, but when used for a specific purpose, it can fulfill a use case, such as hammering a nail into a piece of wood. First, let's break down what a VPN actually does. A VPN is an encrypted tunnel that redirects your data. Without a VPN, your internet service provider can see the websites that you are browsing. However, they don't get visibility into which pages you're visiting and any information that you submit. This is because of HTTPS, which the majority of websites use, which encrypts the data between you and the website. Many ISPs in the US sell the data about which websites you're browsing to advertisers, and they often collect logs of your activity and keep them for extended periods of time. So what happens when you use a VPN? Your internet traffic gets sent to the VPN provider instead of your ISP. This will make it appear that your internet requests are coming from your VPN provider instead of your ISP. Essentially, you are shifting the trust from your ISP to a VPN provider. Your ISP will only be able to see that you're connecting to a VPN provider. This has several benefits, such as hiding your traffic from only your internet service provider, hiding your downloads such as torrents from your ISP and anti-piracy organizations, hiding your IP from third-party websites and services, helping you blend in, preventing IP-based tracking, allowing you to bypass geo-restrictions on certain content. It's important to remember that the VPN provider does know your real IP address and which websites you're visiting. And because you purchased the VPN subscription, there is a money trail which can be directly linked back to your identity. Trustworthy VPN providers have also been audited by third parties to ensure that they are abiding by their no-log policies. Another thing to consider is what data your VPN has handed over after being issued a government request in the past. If they truly aren't logging which websites you're visiting, then they shouldn't have any data to hand over. So what about encrypted DNS? A common recommendation instead of using a VPN is to use encrypted DNS. However, your ISP will still be able to see the IP addresses you are connecting to, and they'll be able to see which websites you are visiting. If you don't want your ISP to know which websites you are visiting, then you should use a VPN instead. So, are there times when you shouldn't use a VPN? Using a VPN when you're accessing websites where your real identity is known isn't very useful, because the website already knows who you are. Using a VPN when connecting to these sites could trigger spam and fraud detection systems, such as if you were to log into your bank's website. VPNs don't provide anonymity. If you're worried about your activity being linked back to you, you should use Tor instead. Tor routes your connection through multiple servers. This obfuscates where the traffic is coming from. However, this obfuscation severely decreases your connection speed, and because Tor is publicly accessible to anyone, it's frequently used by spammers, so many websites automatically block users using Tor. That was a lot of information, so let's recap and summarize. VPNs aren't the silver bullet privacy tool that most ads would suggest. VPNs are a transfer of trust from your ISP to your VPN provider. Choosing a trustworthy VPN provider is essential for privacy. Encrypted DNS doesn't protect you against your ISP logging which websites you visit. You shouldn't use a VPN when accessing websites where your identity is known. Use Tor instead of a VPN if you want anonymity. It's always important to think critically and examine the benefits and disadvantages of using a tool. I hope this video has laid out the facts so you can make an educated decision on whether a VPN is the right tool for you. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it useful, please consider subscribing. This video wouldn't be possible without the generous support of our sponsors. If you want to support our mission of defending digital rights and teaching people how to protect their privacy, please consider donating at the link in the description. See you next time!